If you're a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces, we thank you for your service. A few years back, I had the honor of joining my colleagues at McInerney Associates to welcome a group of veterans as they arrived in Washington, D.C. for an honor flight. If you didn't already know, McInerney Associates was founded by John McInerney, who had a 30-year career in the U.S. Navy before crossing into real estate. And we've been helping active and veterans of the U.S. Armed Forces ever since. What's an honor flight? Honor Flight is an organization that brings U.S. veterans to Washington, D.C. for a couple of days of appreciation for their service and revolves around achieving for these veterans the respect they've earned. When we last welcomed a group of veterans, I was fortunate to have my parents in town. My father served in the U.S. Air Force and fought in Vietnam. The return after the war was downright hostile towards our veterans. And though my dad was proud of his military service, it was something a bit taboo to bring up when I was a kid. But when you look at this fella, right here, that's my dad. There's a sense of pride in everything he's done, from serving in the U.S. Air Force to flying as an airline pilot for Pan Am, and now helping serve the elderly of Southern Nevada in their need for medical equipment. Afterwards, I sat down with him on our front porch and talked a little bit about the experience, which I'll replay in just a little bit. It's from our conversation that it became my goal to find the opportunity for my dad to experience some of the good and appreciation for his military service. And last month, he finally experienced his own honor flight. My daughter and I met him at the airport, and again to send him back home. The weekend was filled with honor and respect. They visited the war memorials in Washington, D.C., and he was given the honor of laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. All in all, the honor flight has changed my dad's outlook on our country's appreciation for his military service and the service provided by others. If you have a veteran in your life who deserves some respect and appreciation for how they've served our country, here's what to do. Visit honorflight.org and then select Find an Honor Flight near you. Select your state and complete the application process. You'll need to provide their year of service, which branch of military, whether or not they fought in a war, and so forth and so on. The cost for the honor flight and accompanying tours is free, as the program is funded by corporate sponsorships and private donations. Here's a look at the conversation with my dad, with highlights from his experience with honor flight. What did it mean for you?
I think I saw an element here that we didn't have when we came home from Vietnam, and that element was a kind of a forgiveness, if you will. The people were clapping, they were cheering as each of these veterans came off the airplane. Some of them were Vietnam veterans like me, but there were also Korean and World War II. And of course the people that got the loudest cheers were the World War II guys, because all of those guys in their 90s or late 90s even, whereas Vietnam vets are in the late 70s or even 80s. And when we came home, it was a whole different proposition. We more or less felt like we had to sneak back in the country because there was no welcoming. There was, really people didn't want to know that we were veterans. They didn't want to know that we were in Vietnam. They didn't want to know anything about us, and that went on for years until probably we did Desert Storm. That's kind of when attitudes changed, and all of a sudden they recognized the Vietnam types, the Korean types.
1990.
In that time frame, yeah. But it was good seeing these veterans, and of course they were thrilled to death. It was an amazing time for me to sit there and see their faces. And some of them were in tears, and some of them were happy. One guy saluted me, and I saluted him back. Another guy had his thumbs up, both thumbs up. Others were clapping. It was really a wonderful experience, and I know these guys genuinely appreciated it. You can see it on their faces. It's just a great time. This is a great thing that whoever originated this, it's just a great thing for the veterans. It really makes kind of it's welcome home, buddy.
Builds your spirit back up.
Yeah, that too.
Well, thank you for serving our country through thick and through thin, for being my dad through thick and through thin. I've served several military families, and they're not just like you and me. They have given enormous amounts of their lives to make sure our country is protected. They leave their families behind, sometimes with very little children, and so it's always nice to remember and to be thankful to the people who are giving such enormous sacrifices. Whether you believe in war or not, these are the people that are there to keep you and me protected. So, thank you.
Thank you.